I'm the last to stand up for Brar, and you people are so naive. LeBron had been tweeting about the WNBA for 15 years before any of you had even attended a game. When he posted a tweet about a player receiving a triple-double, you guys called him every possible term.
He tweeted the photo and a message. I think that was from when the Lakers were here for the first time. I believe that was your first time meeting. What's that relationship like now as you two Nike athletes are building something special?
Well, like, I don't really get too starstruck from people, and that was like a moment that I was like I knew I was going to meet him when I was coming to the game, and that's like one of my idols. Like, LeBron is the GOAT to me, so I don't know, it's just like
is the reason why a lot of great things is going to happen for the WNBA. But for her individually, I don't think she should get involved on nothing that's being said. Just go have fun, enjoy, but I'm rooting for Caitlin.
Caitlin Clark appeared to have been hit by a full court buzzer beater when LeBron James yelled something so absurd that she blinked as if her microphone had been muted. Already catching strays from the king himself, Clark is new to the WNBA. Was that praise an emoji backhand slap, or a classic? Despite LeBron's bewilderment and crypticism, it's obvious that Caitlin wasn't prepared for it, and now the internet is ablaze. Be prepared for a nuclear exchange.
Yesterday, he kicked off by saying, hey, great way to kick off the season, and he congratulated her on getting a triple-double. But nevertheless, after the situation between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese came out tweeting of him and said, Jordan never lost in the finals. It's no secret that Angel Reese does dislike for LeBron James as well.
And so LeBron James did the unthinkable. Don't worry, he didn't show off a new version of Space Jam. His kind comment about Caitlin Clark was the whole offense. When the king dared to offer the WNBA queen props, it was like he had entered a hornet's nest. People were more irate than Angel Reese on a missed call.
WNBA is in a very, very concerning place because they're dealing with new fans that have come into their league that want to support a particular team, but now you are letting the mob dictate what it is you're going to look at.
And let's face it, when LeBron mentioned Caitlin Clark, the entire sports world went crazy. Twitter turned into a terrible group chat filled with courtside tears, professional jealousy, and the worst case of main character syndrome the WNBA has ever witnessed. That praising a lady who threw a bomb during her debut game is now disrespectful. In some places, Angel Reese is quickly chewing her gum into powder while sideways glancing at her phone as if it has betrayed her.
So, LeBron James is facing backlash because of his support of Caitlin Clark. We all know that LeBron James has been a huge supporter of Caitlin Clark since the beginning, since she came in the league, and he
with court vision that made opponents look like extras in her highlight reel and Wi-Fi from the parking lot. Caitlin Clark showed up for her first game looking like a Category 5 Balkan, scorching the Chicago sky as if they owed her money. The welcome she received after the game was unimpressive, and her detractors questioned anyone who dared to imply that she was a good basketball player.
For the WNBA season, and Caitlin Clark pulled off a triple-double. She was dropping buckets, and she was dishing it out. Look at this dime she threw off the pump fake. And did you see this deep three she hit from the logo? It's just her second season.
LeBron, on the other hand, who is used to the attention and pressure, just says what is clear. By saying what practically everyone with working eyes could see, LeBron became the public's worst enemy rather than a four-time NBA champion or a well-known individual. Social media went crazy when someone shared that the pizza was suddenly canceled, and this is what makes Caitlin Clark unique.
Loud for this white woman, King James, tasteless after what happened yesterday. Now I see what Drake was saying. Crazy world. So apparently LeBron James has officially lost his black heart. He gonna have to come do something. Listen, the next brother that gets shot by a cop, I guarantee you LeBron's going to probably tweet about it, or he's going to post on IG about it. I don't care who that brother. LeBron's probably got one of his assistant, like scouring with the scan of the police scanners.
Given the intense clamor, you would think he had declared his intention to purchase the WNBA and rebrand it the Caitlin Clark Invitational Angels. When Reese supporters feigned that LeBron had personally stolen their lunch money and used them to get front row seats at a Clark game, an outcry on par with the Olympics broke out. They strained muscles they were unaware of, And let's not overlook Clark's outstanding performance. Her debut wasn't merely good. It was a confident, full-bodied statement that ended with a jumper. She acclimated to new teammates, a new speed, and a whole new level of attention while outperforming half the league. Does she, however, receive the roses she so rightly deserves? The story concept never included a newbie taking over like she'd been playing professionally since kindergarten. She's out here revising the script as though it were a team effort, and she's the only one showed up here. She was to be humbled, gently coached, and perhaps even ignored by the veterans. You guessed it, she's appending the established quo. Angel, Reese, who has received accolades for her energy and charisma, is now witnessing the entire spotlight abruptly shift to her least favorite sneaker-wearing individual. As though Caitlyn took the throne, Reese is clapping from the nosebleeds.
Of this Caitlyn Clark and Angel Reese hypocrisy. LeBron James put out a tweet yesterday shouting out Caitlyn Clark, and the amount of backlash that he received for essentially celebrating Caitlyn Clark's historic night instead of talking about Angel Reese is crazy to me. I'll tell you what, how about we stop hating on Caitlyn Clark and start holding Angel Reese accountable to be...
Discuss the numbers. The Mariana Trench seems to be the location of the praise bar, which is the tragic part of this predicament, rather than the fact that Caitlyn Clark is receiving praise. It seems like half the WNBA calls an urgent meeting to discuss how to capitalize on the success of a successful white woman every time she scores. It's also not helpful that any praise she does get, whether it comes from LeBron or your Aunt Cheryl, turns into a battleground. Caitlyn Clark's statistics were not only impressive but also somewhat humiliating. It was like seeing an algebraic math whiz show up in a kindergarten class and get a grade based on effort. Abruptly turns into a target based on how people reacted. You would believe Caitlyn was using the bodies of slain soldiers to get support. LeBron only made a few encouraging remarks, and you would think he agreed with Arson Angel. Reese seemed to be immersed in a Caitlyn Clark infatuation spiral rather than concentrating on her own game. What's wrong with Caitlyn Clark is that she doesn't need the drama or theatrics all. She needs our hoops, gimmicks, excuses, and Twitter feuds. As audiences begin to realize that loud doesn't mean legendary, every mention of Clark feels like an existential crisis for Ari, who is now attempting to prove her worth by being loud rather than deadly. Some people simply cannot handle it when she shows up there, takes a ton of money, and then claps back at her game. It's not arrogance, but brilliance.
That many people that can relate to everything that she's been through. There's not that many folks that know what it's like to be in her shoes, but someone that does is LeBron James, right? And here is what he told Esquire when he was asked about Caitlyn Clark. He said, I have a great deal of respect for her because I know exactly what it means to be drafted, to be the face of a franchise, and also get the scrutiny from a lot of people that don't believe you're ready for the next.
The issue has gotten so out of hand that fans are picking sides, as if it were a Marvel vs. DC debate squad. To put it plainly, this is ego warfare disguised as a rivalry between sports teams based on shoe and jersey numbers, while Caitlyn is out there creating history. Angel appears content to try to rewrite her history with press clippings and passive-aggressive social media likes. Clark wants to discuss the Heritage Squad's numbers and talent. Reclaims that the tunnel walk is less about basketball analysis and more about attitude, vibes, and who wore what. Returning to LeBron, let's look at the hardwood version of Real Housewives. Despite being a walking target for years, the man was taken aback by how fast the blades came over Apres after 30 stadium jeers. A man says, "Wow, tough crowd." That's a bad sign. Caitlyn Clark still has to deal with those who act as though she lucked into her talent after dominating her first professional game like a buzzsaw through cardboard. This is absurd. Justice and humility are suddenly mastered by those who stoop to delegate half of the task to others. The more people try to attack Caitlyn Clark, the more they expose their shortcomings, because if your Twitter skills were as amazing as your game, you might be receiving the praise instead of her. Caitlyn Clark is here to stay and is not just a fad on social media.
Said, good luck and do you per usual this season at Caitlyn Clark. Pretty benign statement. He didn't say, great job kicking Angel Reese's butt. Yeah, man. Thanks, Whitey, for sticking it to the sister. Oh, man. Straight hair over nappy hair. He didn't say none.
But let's continue to act as though supporting Clark causes division. Let's pretend for a moment that LeBron violated the law. Assume for the moment that praising someone who deserves it is wicked. Caitlyn will continue to emerge from the logo in July. altering the path of history and watching the detractors vanish like ice crystals. If Angel Reese wants to stop appearing as a supporting character in Caitlyn's story, she might want to spend more time with the playbook and less time with theatrics. They initially thought Clark couldn't keep up with the experts, but after she was able to, they stated she only had after a successful game. She published another highlight tape, which led to the accusation that she is overhyped. The woman is dropping dimes so accurately that they ought to be on exhibit at the Louvre, and we are discussing whether or not she is overmarketed. But that isn't analysis. It's insecurity with a Wi-Fi connection. The true issue is that Caitlin Clark won the crown, not the other way around. Now that everyone has forgotten their shades, they are all furious because she took it rather than calling attention to herself. Be not misled. The reaction isn't about team dynamics or fairness. Rather, it's the same old animosity that arises anytime a generational talent declines to compromise her own genius in order to please others.
Respect for Caitlin Clark, because I know exactly what it means to be drafted, be the face of a franchise, and also get the scrutiny from a lot of people that don't believe you're ready for the next jump, and they don't believe you're ready for the big leagues, and just don't think that you.
The mental acrobatics are so challenging that I'm shocked no one has strained a hamstring. There's nothing that shouts supporting the sport like gatekeeping greatness, so it seems like applauding Caitlin Clark is now betraying women's basketball. The funniest thing about this is that it's actually game 1, and the pain is absolutely palpable. Every tweet makes an effort to make analogies between a veteran's career and a rookie's debut. Each comment area becomes a rhetorical pretzel in order to escape acknowledgement. Is the response to her arrival? Will the league formally apologize for allowing her entry? Will LeBron get subpoenaed for his early appearance? What will happen when she begins collecting Peachman cards as trophies and smashing records? To be honest, I have enjoyed the pandemonium more than the game itself. Players are side-eyeing the attention. Rival supporters are treating her as though she started gentrification. And commentators are murmuring praises as if to avoid waking the trolls. This commercial for the perfume is awful. Caitlyn is acting in the most provocative way possible throughout this whole affair, and it's better than the pettiness. The Olympic level, she is maintaining her focus, not reacting to criticism on Twitter, and not applauding back, all of which are characteristics of a straight person. Since her game speaks for her, it especially irritates the other students when a student takes the final with composure while everyone else is still searching for a pencil.
LeBron James is a target now, man. LeBron James, man, this man, he said, he tweets one nice thing. One nice thing. And the Angel Reese crash out congregation loses their...
Throughout all of this, Angel Reese keeps acting as though Caitlin Clark is a Matrix glitch that needs to be rebooted. Every side-eye, every scowl, every remark that doesn't specifically mention her is taken as an act of war. Girl, hold on, it's basketball, not Shakespeare. Let's face it. Instead, she might have concentrated on learning, maturing, and perhaps even recognizing her peers' achievements while she cleared her own path. Fans and media commentators who appear to be personally affected make up a sizable fraction of those ensnared in this ego vortex. So it's not just Reese. If mediocrity sold shirts, half the players in the league would be millionaires. Even if Caitlin Clark were to cure the common cold at this rate, someone would still tweet. A white girl from Iowa is suddenly the face of women's basketball, as if she didn't deserve it. It appears like ESPN and Nike are merely supporting layup artists, but can she guard Angel Reese in the post? Though, it's odd that people are distrustful of her instead of applauding her for pushing the boundaries of what a rookie in the WNBA can accomplish, as if she had smuggled genius. TSA claims that LeBron likely regrets ever using his phone and is baffled by how complimenting a budding star escalated into a full-fledged online argument. The ridiculous thing is that instead of pleading for people's admiration, Caitlyn is clocking in and out while cooking defenders. Nothing terrifies the insecure like quiet power. So it seems that the unrelenting efficiency, no drama, no diva antics, no desperate attention-seeking is the most scary aspect of all.
He tweets, people pay attention. People notice. And in this particular case, a lot of it was widely noticed. I don't know. I think that tweet got looked at 5 million times or something like that. But LeBron James said, triple-double, basically. But I'm going to post it so you can see it. So here you go. LeBron James says, triple dub, CC, great way to kick off the season. Clapping hands. That's what he said. That's what he tweeted. Congratulate someone on a triple dub. And this is the type of response the Crash Out Angel congregation is giving you today. They have lost it. I mean, if you need to go check some people into mental hospitals, a lot of people should get Baker acted.
So as the hot...
One thing is evident even when the heated takes have piled up like soiled garments. While the rest of the league is busy selecting think pieces, Caitlin Clark may harm your ankles and your ego in a single possession. She is the one who creates commotion without using loud language. Be sure to strap up if this is how people are responding, because Caitlin Clark is not slowing down.